with a closing statement from each one of you. And Raj, we'll start with you and kick us off.
Thanks, Tim. Again, I just want to thank you all for listening. I know you've had the purpose of these conferences is to listen, and I'm sure that you have a very busy day planned. But I do want to just stress one thing, which is, I said in my introductory remarks, and just how important and how grave these challenges that are facing this country in the 4th District. And I think we've seen a little bit here of what happened when we just had the excessive name calling. There's going to be some tornadoes this season in Kansas, and I'm pretty sure that some of us are going to blame that on President Obama and his Democratic allies in Congress. The reality is that we have grave problems, and we need some serious solutions. We know that there are problems with the system right now, and that there are both parties share responsibility for getting us into this mess that we're in. The question is, what are we going to do moving forward? And I do think that having a track record of actually being in a legislature and pulling both sides together, yes, there are always going to be differences of opinion, but it's important to make sure that coalitions get formed to get things done for the people of Kansas. And that has nothing to do, again, with party label. It has to do with common sense. And I think that we can all agree that what we need to do is put aside the bickering and actually get some things done. And that is what that's why I'm running. And I think you saw some of that here this morning. And I would be very honored to have your consideration, your support in this race for Congress. Thanks so much.
Mike Pompeo.
I'll be very brief. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you see that there are some pretty sharp differences, both in our worldviews, which is important. And so it's fine to talk about not wanting to bicker, but when principle matters, and there are sharp differences, and there are good ideas and ideas that aren't good, your congressman has an obligation to stand up for them. And if you want to call it bickering, so be it. But I always view it as representing the people of Kansas and standing for the values that they have. And no matter what the agenda of someone else might be, if it's in the best interest of folks here in Kansas, you can count on me to stand up for that. I think not only can you see there are policy differences, I think too you can see that there are differences in experience. And today in Washington, D.C., we have a lot of folks that have spent a lot of their life in government. And I think we're at a time in our nation's history where we're a whole lot better off if we had a whole lot fewer people who had spent a whole lot less of their life in government and had spent time raising their families, being involved in their communities and their churches, growing a small business, doing the things that ordinary Kansans know they do to live the life that they want to live. Thank you all very much for your time today. I would deeply appreciate your support. Thank you very much.